Hi everyone, I'm Will Brown and welcome to the WPQuickies series, bite-sized WordPress tips and tricks in 30 minutes or less. So this lunchtime, I'm going to be looking at the WordPress FSE or full site editing template editor, and that was introduced in WordPress 5.8, which was shipped just a few weeks ago. So thanks for taking your time to join me on this lovely sunny Sydney afternoon. Thank you as well to those overseas that are joining in and those on replay as well. So drop your name and where you're from in the comments. I'll have a quick look and see who's in here just now. So we've got a feature shot from Marrickville, one of my old haunting grounds when we first moved to Sydney. Susan, hi from Toronto, New South Wales. We've got Jean from the Central Coast. Gary from Melbourne. Howdy from East Gosford from Brilliant Logic. Mr. Maripus joining us for today. Cass and Co. It's hello from Wollongongs. Hi there, guys. Glad you can join me today. So whatever social media that you're on, subscribe, hit bells, click likes, do thumbs up, all that sort of good stuff, just to make sure you get the notifications for my new videos. Anthony from Southern Sydney, we're all in lockdown Sydney, we're all in this lockdown together. Happy to have you, Cass and Co on Addison. So if you guys want to ask some questions, drop them in the comments during the chat. I'll cycle through and grab them, see if I can get to them in real time, or if I've got any time at the end, then we'll circle back to any of the ones that I have missed. Alan, hi, Alan from Annandale. Cool. So we've got quite a few people joining in today, which is fantastic. So let's get stuck in, because this is a bit of a new topic, a little bit bigger. Okay, so talk today, WordPress FSE, and if you've seen this FSE bandied around, it's short for full site editing. So the WordPress full site editing template editor. Let's have a quick look at this. Okay, now first let's talk about this full site editing business. So let me qualify by saying that WordPress 5.8, hopefully you've all upgraded, but if you haven't, WordPress 5.8, it does not come with full site editing. Now the full site editing scope is a collection of projects that when put together is going to allow you to edit all your components of the website. So we're talking about navigation, header, footer, sidebars, everything, just like you would do in a page builder like Elementor or Beaver Builder. Now, WordPress is not there just yet, and 5.8 is definitely not there. However, the template editor that's bundled with 5.8 is like kind of the first public release of part of this process, and it kind of follows the current WordPress development cycle, which is basically just chuck it out there and hack it until it works type approach. Now, I'm not a big fan of that methodology, but it is what it is, and this is what we've got just now. So WordPress 5.8, it doesn't have a complete or perfect full site editing experience right now, but we can expect new features and new blocks to kind of be slowly trickled into subsequent releases. So this is kind of the very first part of this kind of big project that we're going to look at today. So what is the template editor? Now, the editor itself provides a way to create post and page templates using blocks. Now, traditionally, the WordPress templates are PHP theme files created by a WordPress designer or developer. And this new method of creating a template is kind of the first attempt to simplify this whole process using the block editor. Now, if you have a block-ready theme, the new template feature will already be available from the sidebar settings when you're in your post and pages editing those. If you don't have a block-ready theme, you're going to have to drop a line of code into your child themes functions.php file and refresh your post or page editor window, and then you'll start to see the template part in there. So those that's the line of code there. So add_theme_support, and then in quotes block-templates. If you drop that into your functions.php file for your current theme or child theme, and then save that and then refresh, and then you're going to get this this template. However, if you've already got a block enabled theme, you don't have to do that. It should come on automatically. Now, similarly, if you have a classic theme and you don't want authors, editors, and admins to be able to use this new template mode just yet, you can drop that second line of code in your functions.php file for whatever theme you are working. And that second bit of of code, remove theme support, that's going to remove this new mode, so they won't be able to enable that. So again, very important if you're upgrading to 5.8 and you don't want people to play around with this new setting just yet, you can just get rid of that and keep on going until you're kind of more comfortable with this new feature and it's a little bit more mature, because it is a little bit ropey at the moment. So if you do have it enabled, you're going to see this little box in the graphic there, so template editor. So it sits on the right-hand side when you're editing a post or a page. It sits on the right-hand side of the page settings in that sidebar there. It's kind of towards the top. I guess you can drag it up and down, do wherever you want. So it's got a drop-down list of the current templates. If you've not got any templates, so if you're new, then it'll just be default template, and that just means it reverts back to the post or page that you're working on. Otherwise, you can edit a current template or you can create a new one. And we're going to look at doing that in a minute. So creating a new custom template. So you will find this little block in here on the right-hand side in the page or post settings. And you should have time for a demo later on, so I'll take you through this. But you'll see this. First of all, you want to click on New, because there's not going to be any new templates, because this is a new feature, so you won't have any in there. So click on New, and that's going to pop up this little dialog box to ask you to give it a name. So create a custom template and enter name, and then you click on Create. And once you click on Create, you're going to be transferred into a new template mode window, which kind of looks like this. I'll make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so the interface is shockingly bad, but not unexpected for an early release. So you can see here we've got the page here just now, and then you can see that big black border, and then within that, that is your page template editor. So it's different from the actual block editor that sits within the page and posts. It's a separate editor, and I guess that's why they put this chunky black line around it to kind of make it look a little bit different. So a new template, when you create this, it's going to add a block group containing the site title and the site tagline blocks, followed by a separator block. So you can see at the top here, we've got ZPD demo, which is the name I've just given to this demo website. And my tag, site tag, Will's test and demo, and then this little horizontal line. So that's added for you. And then if you have got any information on your existing post or page, and I put a couple of headings in there, it will bring them into this template mode as well. But by default, if you're creating a new template, all you're going to see is the site title, the site tagline, and then this horizontal block, and then you're free to edit all this on your own. Now, unfortunately, you still can't edit the header and the footer of the site. That's not included in this new template mode. So you could kind of ask, what use is this thing just now, other than just kind of playing around and testing? And I'm sure a lot of people will be doing that. However, it is quite suitable for creating landing pages. Now, highly converting landing pages, they kind of remove the header, they remove the footer, and they remove all the distracting elements that you would normally find on a website to allow you to convert and just one single task. So this is kind of like a blank canvas template mode, and it's really ideal for creating your site's landing pages. So if you really do want to use that just now, use this new mode, I would really suggest kind of concentrate on some landing or sales pages and build those using this template editor, and you'll find there'll be no header and footer. So it's actually easier to do those landing pages than it would be in the normal WordPress editor mode. Now, in template editing mode, you can build your templates using all the available blocks, including some of the new FSE or full site editing blocks, like site title and site tagline, that we can see as an example here. Your login, your logouts, the new query loop block as well, and many, many more. So here are some of the blocks. So not all of the blocks, but here's some of the blocks that are available in the WordPress 5.8. So it's got some new blocks as well. So in design, you will find things like site logo, site tagline for those, and site title. If you scroll to theme, then you've got the new query loop block that I talked about last week, and you can bring things in like your featured image and a post excerpt, and you've got your login and log out buttons as well. And then if you do have WooCommerce installed, then you've got a whole selection of WooCommerce blocks here. So if you wanted to build like a a sales page, sales landing page, then you do have access to bring in the products and product buttons and reviews and all that sort of stuff associated with that as well. Now, that's not the complete list of blocks. There are a lot more, so I've just kind of condensed it just to give you an idea as to what kind of blocks we can start using on this, template mode. Okay, so once you've completed your template design, you basically click on the update button, and then that returns you back into the post editor block. And you get back to that using the big back button. Now, all this is probably and likely going to change because with the Gutenberg editor, it changes pretty much on every release, slightly now, but certainly in the early days, if you can remember, all the icons were changing and moving around. I would expect this interface to change quite a lot over the next few WordPress releases as people give feedback and the developers hack it and try and make it a lot better. But for the moment, you'd save your template using update, and then you press this big back button here, which is in the top left of the template mode editor. And once back into the actual post itself, then you get to choose, it should default to the current template that you've created. And in this instance, I've created one called landing page test 2. But otherwise, if you come back into your posting page, then you can basically click on this list and it'll show you all the new templates that you have created, so you can select those ones from there. But once you are back, you can do the preview mode. Like, make sure you update your post or page, and then click on preview, and that'll show you a preview of your landing page. And I'll do a demo in a little minute. So templates, where are templates stored? Well, they're stored in your WordPress database as custom post types named WP_template. So not only does this allow you to edit the template from the editor interface, but it also makes it really easy to import and export them to another website. So we can see it, for example, here in the WordPress tools, we've got the normal import and export. So here's the export option. I'll make that a little bit bigger so you can see. And you can see now with version 5.8, we've got templates and template parts you can export and then import into another website. So that's kind of going to be useful if you're playing around on a staging and development server and you're creating stuff for clients. They go, yeah, that looks good. And then you can just export them and import them into the production environment. Now, this kind of only really works at the moment. This particular export thing only really works if you've got the Gutenberg plugin installed. So if you've just got 5.8 and you go to the settings or tools and export, you're not going to see the templates and template parts in there. You need to actually install the full Gutenberg plugin. Now, I'm assuming that this feature is eventually going to be rolled into the WordPress core, but if you're looking for that just now, you do have to install the Gutenberg plugin for this particular export feature to work. Okay, so let's jump into a quick demo. Let me just flick screens, see if I can get into this. Which one is this one? Okay, you guys should be able to see that, and I'm going to get rid of me and make it a little bit bigger for just now. Okay, how much time do we have? We've got 15 minutes to play around, so that's plenty of time. So in here, I'm going to go into my appearance and theme editor, and I'm going to select my functions.php file and scroll down. I've got some bits and bobs from previous playing around, but at the very bottom, you might not be able to see it because it's a bit small, but I've got the add theme support function for block template. So I've added that already. And now if I go into my pages and add a new page, welcome to block editor. Okay. I'm just going to give it a quick title, landing page test WP. That's birthday. Okay, so I've got a title there, and at the very side now, you should see there's a template. Okay, and so that's a little box there. It's got template, it's got the drop down. Now I've been playing around with this, so I've got a couple of existing templates, but you just have the default template. So let's create a new one. So I'll publish this just to make sure it's there, and then get rid of this. So we're going to create a new template. So it's a new down here. Create new, and then we give the template a name. So WPQuickies landing page, and create that. So while it's doing that, it's now then going to flip into this new template editor mode. And we can see here, it says, welcome to template editor. Just gives you a little bit of introduction there, but you just click on the get started. And now we can see that we're in template mode because we've got this big black border round about, this lovely super refined interface. And here we can see what it's done is it's brought in the site title. So if we click on that, you might be able to see because it is a bit small, apologies for that. But you can see there's a site title block here. And then this is the site tagline box at the side here, site tagline. Then you've got your separator, your horizontal rule, which is this one here. And then this one, there we go. And then it's actually brought in the site title as well. So post title for this one. Sorry, that's another one that it brings in by default. So very, very basic for that, but we can start to play around with things with this. So we might not want the site title. So if this is a landing page, we're probably going to get rid of this. Now this is a group, so you can see there's a group here, and the group is composed of the site title and the tagline. So I'm just going to get rid of that, remove that block. I'm not a big fan of separators. I think they look ugly. So let's get rid of that one as well. And yeah, I'll just leave the name, but I'll make it text in. And I'm not going to do anything fancy. I'm just going to add a few extra things in here. So let's have a look, see what we've got. Let's do another paragraph. So we can bring in a paragraph here and do welcome to my landing page. This is the most lame landing page in the universe, but that's all right. It's just a test. Line text center. Let's maybe bring in a nice little graphic. So image. Let's see what I've got in the gallery. Media library. Oh, the server's slow today. Let's do top banana. So I've got a nice graphic here. I'll just make that in the middle. Put everything in the middle, and maybe a button as well. So where's the button? Buttons. There we go. Put this one in. Can we do this in the middle? Where's the alignment? Not sure. Not that one. Is that the alignment? Nope. Nope. Oh well, who knows? Okay. I'll just buy stuff. Now, I'm not going to bother about finding all the different settings, but you can see there. So there's kind of a quick placement, a quick landing page, and we're in this template editor. Let's get rid of that. So I'm going to update. So we update here. Sorry if the sound changes. I'm kind of leaning away to my second monitor. So update here will update your template. So when you click on that, it's going to give you two options. The first option is update the actual page itself, which is kind of what we want to do if we want to use this template with this page. And we want to update the template as well. So we're kind of doing two things here just now. If you didn't want to update that page for whatever reason, if you're just creating a separate template you're going to use on another page, then you would uncheck that. But we're going to leave that checked, and then we're going to save. So it's updating that. And once that's updated, then we can flick back. So that's here. So page updated, flick back. So we're going to come out of template mode, back into the landing page. Now we can see here there's nothing in here at all. So the information in here, so because we're overriding it with this new WPQuickies landing page. So I'm just going to do a preview in new tab. So there we go. There's the landing page. Really bad button there, but never mind. So we can see here. So this is the template that's overriding the page content, the page editor content. And we can see here we've got our title, and we've got our paragraph. We've got our nice graphic. That's a fantastic graphic, isn't it? Top banana. And our button down below. And we can see straight away that we don't have any of the WordPress header. We don't have any of the WordPress footer. There's no sidebar. There's no navigation. There's nothing. So this is what the template mode editor is at the moment. And this is why it's kind of ideal for landing pages, because you don't want all that distraction when you're creating a landing or a sales page. You just want the person who's looking at that to convert one action and one action only. And this is why I think this is going to be ideal for doing all these landing pages for that. Let me see if I can back to the other tab. I probably can't. No, it's not going to let me do that. So I'll do F11. There we go. Okay. So that's that. So if I were to add some more blocks in here, so let's just add another heading into here. Oh, do I click this? Here we go. Heading. I'm going to put this like this. This is the page editor block. And we'll see what happens, see what it does. So update this. So it's still using the template. So I've got the WPQuickies landing page template selected here from the list. And now I've updated some content on the page. Let's have a look and see what it does. So I'm going to do a preview, a new tab. generating a preview just now. Oh, it's slow today. Such as live demos. Come on, it's getting there. No, it doesn't want to generate a preview for me today. Okay, let's try that again. I'll try that one more time. It is updated, so let's actually just view the page itself. So let's get rid of that. Come in here. I don't know why this is. Oh, it's auto-saving. Go away. Okay. Let's go back to the dashboard. Changes. Yeah, that's fine. Let's have a look at this page. F5. Landing page text quickies. Let's have a view. See if it's actually done it. There we go. So we can see here that it's brought in the block underneath the landing page. So it's kind of bringing in stuff in sequence for those. But you can then, so trying to merge the two things together. So this is what it brings in the landing page. It brings in the title, but then it brings in the content in there as well. So you can kind of merge the two together. Probably not ideal. So if you're kind of playing around with this, I would just suggest that you kind of just use the template mode just for the template itself and leave the page or post blank. Otherwise, you're going to get a bit confused with the content between those two. So that's the landing page template there. I've got a question here. I'll just flick back to the presentation. Which is here. Okay, demo done. Okay, so I've got a quick question here from Jean, and Jean is asking, is there a block to add the page content? There is. Let me just go back. This one, edit page. So there should be a post content. Let's just edit this one. And now it's not letting me edit. See, bugs already. Found some bugs. There should be an edit. There we go. Edit that one. Let's have a look at some of the blocks. Get rid of autosave. Oh. Now it's not playing ball. There was an edit there. There it is. A bit slow. Edit. So that was my fault. I pressed refresh. So let's have a look at the blocks. Somewhere. Text, media, design, or theme. There we go. Post content. I knew it was there somewhere. So you can bring post content, put it down here. And that's going to bring in the content. Save that. And then preview. Hopefully that'll work this time. There we go. So we can see it's bringing in the content. Actually, it's not brought. Yes, it has brought in just the content, which I added that one title there, that one heading. This is the page. So you can bring in the content from there, but the page editor, the page mode, template mode, is going to try and merge the existing content in there under here. And there's nothing much you can do to stop that at the moment. And this is where this kind of whole interface is kind of a little bit buggy and not really well thought out. And I'm sure they're going to get lots of feedback. The team is going to get lots of feedback about particular things like that, the interface and how things merge and stuff together. Now, for me, there should be an option there to check to say, don't bring any content in from the page, but that's what it is just now. So feel free, guys, to play around with that. If you've got 5.8, probably not in production, I would spin up a development or a staging site and then play around with it just in that mode, because it's really, I don't think it's ready for production just now. It's really buggy. The interface is clunky. There is that one application of landing pages, but overall it's not particularly useful until we get more of these components of the full site editing in place, to be able to drag like headers and other types of blocks in to make it a really good page. But that's all I have for today. Any other questions, you can drop them in the comments at the moment. But I just wanted to give you a little bit of a preview of these new kind of Gutenberg things that are coming in. So we looked at last week, we looked at the query loop block, and now we're looking at the template editor as well. And when more of these items drop, then we'll maybe bring in some more of those, look at them in some more WP Quickies as well. If you do have any suggestions, then please kind of drop a line. There's a little link in the description below this video to this one, or I'll drop the link at the moment in the chat and give me some more ideas for WP Quickies. Just a quick shout out to WP Australia as well. If you're looking to find out what meetups are across Australia, and they're probably mostly online at the moment, there's a find a meetup button there. And also join us on Slack as well. So you want to join the Slack group, which kind of looks like this. It's kind of where we all hang out and get to know some people in the community, ask some questions or answer some questions as well. Jean says it's definitely not production ready. No, it's far, far from it, Jean. This is the kind of new development approach to WordPress over the past couple of years. It's been very much just develop on the seat of your pants and throw it out there, get a ton of feedback and try and work out as they go along. Now, I'm not a big fan of that particular methodology, but that is what we're working with. We don't really have any say in that at the moment. So this is more like a public showcase, a public invitation to play around and get comments back, I guess, for that. But yeah, I agree with you. Definitely not production ready. A shout out for that. You can read that in your own time. Happy to connect with you guys. I'm mostly on LinkedIn these days, but also on Instagram and Twitter as well. And just a couple of shout out for a few things that are happening. So for the big WordPress meetup, and you can find that at meetup.com. and search for the WordPress Sydney group. So that is on August the 30th, which is next Monday at 6 p.m. So I'm going to be looking at the whole WordPress editing process and how it's changed over the last year, and what the kind of experience is at the moment, and maybe like a roadmap of where things are going. So kind of a more in-depth talk of what I've been talking about today, but specifying on the different elements within this Gutenberg project. So I'm happy for you guys to join with me. You don't have to be in Sydney to join, obviously, it's online. So that's WordPress editing with blocks on August the 30th at 6 p.m. Tomorrow, this is not WordPress related, but tomorrow I'll be broadcasting on LinkedIn. I'll drop a little link for you. Copy the link and post it in here. So I'll be broadcasting live on LinkedIn under my profile, and I'm going to be talking about pricing strategies. So this is something new that I'm branching out into, kind of more WordPress business related stuff. So this is on Friday, tomorrow at 11 a.m. on LinkedIn. So connect with me on LinkedIn, and you can click the reminder button for those. But it's on pricing strategies that you can use for projects, and it's kind of more focused on kind of freelancer project pricing strategies for that. So you can connect with me tomorrow if you're around about 11 o'clock. And next week, we're going to be talking about WordPress site care, specifically using Managed WP. So I'll kind of be walking through Managed WP, showing you what you can and manage with WordPress using that particular tool. Now, I use this to manage all my websites, and I just use the free version, but we can have a look at what the paid options are as well. So, kind of a run through of Managed WP next week. I'm happy for you guys to join me, and that'll be fantastic. If you're not getting more questions, I can't see anything coming through there just now. I will just say thank you very much for being with me today. Hopefully you've enjoyed that little insight into this new template editor on WordPress 5.8, and I will see you guys maybe tomorrow in the pricing webinar, or next week here on the WP Quickies, looking at Managed WP and WordPress site care. So thanks very much, guys. Take care, keep safe, and see you next week. Ciao.